guys, Purple Magpie here, and I'm back with another video. This time it's going to be my honest first look review of new Tombow Fudenosuke Brush Pens in the colored version, because they finally came out with colored version. Up until now, there's only been a black version. They couldn't have chosen a better moment, because I actually am kind of running out of ink in my Tombow, this little guy that is absolutely my favorite. I keep it in my pencil case all the time because I'm a high school student, right? And I carry around with me my pencil cases, so it's always there, and so I use it all the time in my bullet journal. And they actually came out with the colored version, so among them there is also the black version. Here it is. I actually haven't opened them yet. I am going to do this right now, and I'm going to show you in my bullet journal what they look like. What is the feeling? Is it exactly the same as when I'm writing with my black one that I bought more than a year ago, or is it going to be a different feeling, to kind of get it? Because actually this Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen in black, I know for sure I have a hard tip, and they are also hard tips. There is also a soft version, but only for the black. But I've seen that most people use the hard tip, and I use it too. My first brush pen was a Pentel brush pen, and believe me when I say this, it was not a good brush pen for me. But I found that this Tombow Fudenosuke was just great, because the harder the tip, the easier it is to learn how to control the upstrokes and the downstrokes, which is basically the key of when it comes to brush lettering, right? So I'm going to open them up, and I'm going to open up my bullet journal, a tongue twister, and we're gonna see. Okay, I think we are all set, and now I have actually opened them up previously so that you can see how I'm writing and what it looks like when I'm writing. But I want to make a few disclaimers here. So first off, the lighting is not perfect because the weather has changed. I have my lamp, I have my computer on again, so that we have a bit more light. The colors might look a little bit different. It depends on the lighting, I guess. And also I want to say that this paper, this notebook is the Leuchtturm 1917, and the paper here is slightly bit yellowish. So just make a note again. If you use paper that is brighter, then probably the colors will be just a little bit more saturated probably. But I know that many bullet journalists are using Tombow brush pens. They're probably gonna use these on this paper, so they know what it looks like when we use it like on a daily basis. Let's get to it. Let's get to pink. So far I think it's been going good. It has the same feeling as the hard tip in my black. So what I really like about the hard tip is that it actually gives you this more of a more control over what you're writing, so that you can actually make the upstrokes are really thin, and the downstrokes are really thick. Also, another disclaimer, I write very lightly. I don't press too hard when I'm doing my calligraphy. I know that you can make the lines way thicker, so don't worry, it's not that thin. Like, the downstrokes are not that thin. You can really make them thicker. It's just my style, and it's just my way. I don't press. I don't have that much strength. So far my favorite is orange. I really like this orange. which is not common, you know. I don't really like orange that much. Now, the yellow. And I know that with the yellow, you know, since the paper is a little bit more yellowish, has this yellowish tone, it can be harder to make it, you know, so that you can see it clearly. Or you know what? I can actually see that on the camera. It is pretty saturated. It is pretty good. Wow, I've heard about the yellow and that it has a really pigmented color and that you can really see it. Of course, with the outline, with the shadowing, of course it will look way better. That's just usually the deal with the lighter colors. Now with the green. I've also heard about the green, that it really is a beautiful color. So we're gonna see. Of course it is always, you know, opinions. So for someone it can be like a beautiful color, for, oh, it's not perfect. The E's are not matching. But it's really, they're really nice, and wow. No, really, that green is really nice. And again, it's really saturated. It kind of, this orange is kind of washed out a bit, but I think that it, I kind of like it. But here, like, wow. And again, maybe, I don't think that it's just because, like, the tips are new and they're pointier, but which you can see, they're pointier, so it's easier to make the upstrokes really thin. But I don't think that really is that much of a deal. It kind of gets, they kind of get thicker with time, but just slightly. Like, you can really make it thin still if you use it even a lot, right? So, and I use mine almost daily. So now with the blue. I think I'm gonna try to make it slightly thicker. Wow, I really like this blue. It has this like kind of like dirtier blue. Like, I don't know how to tell you what it looks like to me. Looks a bit like one of my favorite Tombows. Like this one, which is 528. I love this. Like, it's not the same really, but just this look, like slightly this dirtier blue. I love it. It looks really great. So far I'm really happy. Now with the purple, which is actually challenging because purple is my favorite color, right? So, you know, they better did a good job. That's nice. This one is also kind of washed out, but I think it's nice. I will put a link down below. I've seen a review of this one lady, and I completely agree with what she said, which is sometimes the deal with the purple is that companies usually make it too dark so that you can't really appreciate the beauty of the purple, right? Which, you know, I really care about, because again, purple is my favorite color, right? So I want to have a nice purple color, and I think this one actually looks nice. It's not, of course, the shadowing is not as great, and I'm sure you can make it great. I'm not pushing too hard, but first impression is pretty good. Now with the black, I just wanted to see, you know, I know how the black what the black looks like, but I just wanted to show you. And I also wanted to know if it's the same experience as with my regular Fudenosuke brush pen. Yep, it's really great. It's amazing. I like it. And it's saturated, really. There are no patches. I can't see any like see-through. It's really good. It's saturated. It's pigmented. I like it. And also with all of these colors, I like that, oh, I'm not gonna have enough space for 2 colors left, you know. I really like that it truly is a hard tip, that they're not trying, that they did not make it softer. They made it just as hard as the original Fudenosuke Brush Pen, which I'm happy about, really. It gives you, and especially for someone who is a beginner, I'm not a beginner anymore, but I know, and I still appreciate if they make the tips harder, because it really is easier. Also, not only for the beginners, it's especially important for the beginners, because you really want to know, understand the control, the importance of control of your brush, like how you can control how to make the upstrokes and the downstrokes, and just this idea of, like, you know, when you go up you go thinner, when you go down you go thicker, and you have to kind of feel it. But it's also, like, I really like to write with a hard tip. It's just easier in general. So the only thing that's left, the only color that is left is gray. Wow, here you can actually even see the shading a bit. You can actually kind of see the shading on this upper part. There's more shadow, and here it's darker, and then it goes to lighter. Of course, if I would make bigger letters, it would really show. My overall conclusion is that they are really cool. I really like these Tombows. I think they're really great. The feeling is just as when you write with the good old black Fudenosuke brush pen, the hard tip. I'm sure that whoever is a beginner will really enjoy it. You know, enjoy learning, and the pros, like people who do brush lettering more often, will really enjoy the experience. It is nice. Makes the writing more exciting, since you can actually use it, make the calligraphy smaller, but still keep it colorful. You know, these are the basic colors. Of course, there are no shades of like pink and reds and pinks and reds and oranges and yellows and greens and blues and purples and etc. But still, I think it is really cool, and if you just pair it with different combinations, you can really make something out of it. So overall, this is a really huge, they have a huge plus from me. Some of these are more saturated. Of course, you can find markers that are more saturated. If you want to find markers that are more saturated, of course you can find them. There's a bunch of different ones, but if you want a slightly lighter, or you're a beginner, I really recommend these. Also, I didn't buy a pack of them. I bought them separately as soon as they came to the calligraphfun.com shop. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you again. Bye.